here's how it's going to work this morning. I'm going to do the weather forecast. It's going to start right now. Welcome to Aired Out. But before I even get into the weather, very happy birthday today to Aaron Ray on this 15th day of 2026. Brittany Begagovia, Nicole Daniels, Brandy Prindall, Marilyn Zeno, Aubriana Mency, all on the list today. Tammy Singleton, Chelsea Clark, April Bergeron, Lauren Clark. I've known her since she was a tiny little kid, making me feel old. Happy birthday, everybody. Here's the forecast. Here's what the National Weather Service is saying. And I know there was, last night, there was a whole lot of freaking out about the weather, but it is mild. We're at 35 degrees right now. So I know it's supposed to be taking a dip throughout the morning and throughout the whole day, really. And rain showers are supposed to be changed over to snow. However, with that said, that's what I'm hearing. However, we're also supposed to have a daytime high of 37 degrees today. So rain and snow in the forecast. Please drive carefully. It's slushy. It's messy. Go easy. Tonight is when the real cold air is going to be settling in 8 degrees. So all this rain, all this slush, all this snow is going to be freezing up. It's going to be nice and stiff and slippery and slick and dangerous. Please be careful walking wherever you are later tonight. And tomorrow's high only around 16 degrees with clouds. Warming back up, rebounding a little bit on Saturday. Clouds and some snow and around 31 degrees. We are going to have the listings of everything that's playing at the Capitol Showplace Theater in the Paramount Twin in Barrie. If you want to get out this weekend, maybe tonight, but there's some great movies that are playing, and get out and enjoy. Before I go any further, it is the middle of the month, exactly the 15th. You have 15 more days-ish to take advantage of this huge sale that Optical Expressions is having right now. 25% off all in-stock sunglasses, prescription, non-prescription, it doesn't matter. Get over there and take 25% off only in the month of January. 4th floor of the Blanchard Block right here in Barrie. 24/7 at oeberlin.com. We posted up a couple of pictures of what those sunglasses look like yesterday, but this is a big sale. Again, 25% off all in-stock prescription and non-prescription sunglasses while supplies last at Optical Expressions. Rex is with me this morning. Brace yourself, man. How are you, buddy? What the hell's going on?
Brace yourself.
Well, listen, you're Rex.
I should come with a warning label. You got to put the warning label back up.
Yeah. Listen, I'm hoping, and I don't know. I'm hoping that this is going to happen this morning. That we're going to be able to connect in with a guy named Adam Swart.
Yes.
Who is the...
Dude, did you see my reaction? Well, you did see. You heard my reaction. As soon as you told... Like, I didn't even let you finish, and I was already exploding
You're not letting me finish now. Adam Swart is the president and CEO of a company called Crowds on Demand.
Right.
And we have...
How did you explain it to me?
We have heard the words... paid protesters an awful lot over the last couple of months, but really since
it's a real job
since the summer, since like July, August is when we.
But that guy founded it in 2012 when he graduated from UCLA.
I know you've done your homework on this guy, and he's hopefully going to be connecting with us at some point this morning on Aired Out, and I really hope that it's going to happen because I've got some questions for him. I'm sure you do. Do you want to be part of that conversation?
Yeah, 100%, man.
All right.
I think it'll be a good lead-in after we talk about like that video I sent you yesterday and just my reaction.
Tell me about the. All right, go ahead.
Let's just go with the reaction.
Go
So
ahead.
JD calls me yesterday, and he's like, "I've got this plan with this guy," and he goes, "What was it you said to me?" He's been on Fox News.
He's been on several different.
No, but you said you were like he was on Fox News. He was on Fox and Friends, right? That's what you said, though.
Because because when I said that,
Yep.
you didn't let me go anywhere beyond the F word of
100%.
Fox.
100%.
You cut me off, and
Yep.
you didn't let me further explain that he's been on several networks.
Right.
Several.
And so that just goes right into.
And he's been on several podcasts and many networks.
Right.
Right.
So.
But that was a trigger for you when you heard me say
100%.
Fox.
It wasn't just. It's not just Fox News. It's if you had told me any 24-hour news station, I don't care whether if you said that guy's been on CNN, he's been on Rachel Maddow, I would have been like, okay, so you have a Democratic operative that you're going to bring on there to give your Democratic views, right?
So you're quickly reacting.
100%, like
right.
instantly fucking reacting to this.
Yeah.
Which brought me on. I was like, wait a minute, we need to reel back. Like what? Like.
Thank you.
No, you're 100%. I take accountability for that shit now, man. I'm trying to grow, but no buts.
This guy is not in a political box.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because he is just about making money. He's about selling to who will ever pay him. If the Republicans have a huge fucking party going on, guess what? We're going to make it even bigger because they're going to spend $100,000.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
If something happened here and we had a civil war, I wouldn't care. I'd sell to both sides. I don't give a
He's
shit.
an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
and
baby.
He's capitalizing on, frankly, emotion.
Right. So let's.
Right.
Why did these triggers happen? Why is everybody triggered these days? Why am I triggered? Why am I, when I'm home injured with my foot up, why am I doom scrolling? Why is my algorithms filled with ICE agents beating people up?
Dude.
Why am I triggered that easily when one of my best friends calls me, mentions Fox News, and I'm ready to fist fight you through the phone?
I know.
Why is that trigger happening to
And by the
everybody
way,
in the United States right now?
You would have won. If you and I were to throw fists, I just want to say
But
right now.
think about it. That's what
won.
that's what it's getting to.
I know you were hot, buddy.
But everybody is. Why is
Cool down. Take a sip of your coffee right now.
100%.
Jesus Christ, just relax.
But why am I acting like this? Why do we act like this? What's going on?
You tell me.
Okay. Well, I watched the video yesterday. I sent you the video yesterday.
Yep.
And it was about brainwashing, how we all get sucked into it.
Yeah.
How triggers, why we want to keep people triggered. That the government has been designing. This is done by design for over 100 years.
Yeah.
They took marketing and they weaponized it. Because it's easier to get policies through. You don't even need to have votes. You just got to pull the levers. And outrage. So I guess what clicked with me yesterday was, once this outrage ends, what's the next? When was the last time we didn't have outrage in the United States?
Yeah.
When was the last time we were not outraged?
Oh,
right now,
of course.
And so we continue this cycle. What he called was feeding the machine.
Yeah.
So you always got to have like 45% of the people upset.
Yep.
And then that'll automatically create 50% of the people that aren't upset.
Yep.
But it creates that divide. So every time that you comment, and I am so guilty of this, every time that you comment, either side doesn't right or wrong, you're feeding that government machine.
Yeah. Just got a comment here. Interesting article the other day about how tech, especially our phones, have hijacked our brains, especially our ability to be patient and level-headed.
Yeah, that's what that video was all about keeping you anxious. Because when you're anxious, you don't have clarity in your mind.
Yeah, right.
There's no clarity.
There is listen, I don't know how many times I've said this, but we've got all of our dysfunction and our problems and so on and so forth just right here in this little tiny Green Mountain state. Okay?
Yep.
Then, hold on. Then we have all of this stuff that we're carrying around,
Yep.
good and bad,
Mm-hmm.
but all of this stuff that's renting space in our head, in our private lives, our marriages, our relationships, our kids,
All of it.
our kids' schools, all of that, all right? Bigger picture from that is the state. Bigger picture from that is the country.
Imagine how overwhelming
bigger-
that is.
Bigger picture from that is the world. And I mean, listen, if you're sick and tired of scrolling through what's going on in Minneapolis, shift gears over to Iran. See what's
How
happening
about
over
this?
there. Holy shit.
How
man.
about this? I become so overwhelmed with everything that's going on in the world. So overwhelmed.
You do.
Let's change our mindset. Let's think about it this way. Is everything in my personal life perfect right now? Is everything in your personal life perfect right now? Is it?
Far from it.
Far from it. So why am I wasting any bandwidth outside of my
Well,
personal relationship?
That's it. That's the word. It's bandwidth.
Yes, I don't. I don't have that. I don't. Right now, we need to like dumb it down.
Sure.
Okay, if you're not perfect in your marriage, then why are we arguing about anything else in the world? If you're
Yeah.
not, okay, if you're perfect and you have that, it goes back to the old Bible, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't throw stones in a glass house.
Massey is saying limited rental space in my mind. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. Rent is so expensive everywhere. Okay, there's a price tag for occupancy. Man, the price for what's rented in my head has gone way up over the
Yep.
last couple of years, man. It's like literally
I feel like I've been doing soul searching for the past couple of years.
dude, I literally don't have time to sit and get worked up about certain things. Other things will kind of get under my skin until I realize, holy shit, man. Where is that on the priority list right now? You've got bigger fish to fry.
Sometimes we need to step back. I needed to step
Oh,
back
my
yesterday. Like,
God.
the doom scrolling, it's so it's not.
It's so easy to do. Tom Murphy talks about doom scrolling and
Yeah.
why
You know
we,
who would,
why
my
we do
best
it.
friend Ed Collins talks about it. He's like, "Stop, dude.
Yeah.
The doom scrolling. We like
I know. It's
you
always,
need friends like
it's
that.
always going to be there.
You don't need friends to sit around and tell you, yeah, what you're doing is great. Even when they know it's shitty, that's not a real friend.
Yeah.
Ed Collins is a real friend. Ed's going to tell you, hey, and Ed doesn't want to hear, it's okay, Ed. You can act like that. No, Ed,
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Rex, you can't act like that. You need to stop being a fucking retard. I'm sorry that I said that word.
You should be. But I understand your point.
Right.
We have, and listen, Paul Brody is amazing. I don't know if you've ever heard what he has to say about attachment theory and why we get worked up about the things we get worked up about, and that, you know,
It's by design, though.
You have to ask yourself, a year from now, seriously, a year from now, will this matter? Or,
I just don't even.
or even go.
But
a little
that's
further.
not the thing. You
Go
can't
to
say
5
that.
years. Go to 5 years.
You can't say that.
I can say that. I do all the time.
No, because when people look at something, your social media, like for example, the lady that got killed in Minnesota, when you say, was it worth it? You're talking about human lives. This by design is attacking your very fiber,
Yeah.
you can't, but what you can say is, what's the next outrage? How long do you want to stay outraged? Because it'll be never ending. There will always be an outrage. They will always take advantage of an outrage.
Yeah.
So you can say, was it worth it? And people will justify that in their head. Yes, it was worth it. A person got killed. I fought my ass off. Yes, it was worth it.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
But it just...
There's a lot of stuff that emotionally bonds us, and a lot of stuff that emotionally divides us, and if you're listening right now and you're not aware of what's happening in Minnesota, in Minneapolis,
If you want to be triggered and you want to fight with your friends,
dude,
everybody on the right is going to tell you how it's justified. Everybody on the left is going to tell you how it's not justified. It's murdered,
Yeah.
and there's no in between. There's no middle ground. It's a fight to be right.
but here's the thing: no matter which side you land on,
You're still feeding the machine.
It's chaos.
Yes.
No, I'm just saying the facts are
Yes.
it's chaos. They're rioting. This is outrage. I can't believe the pictures I'm seeing that this shit is flying in America, man. I mean, we had another shooting last night. Mm-hmm.
And the thing that had gotten to me,
the guy was shot in the leg,
Right.
an illegal Venezuelan who used his car to ram. I don't know if it was another car or the crowd or whatever the hell, but he used his car, and people ran out of their houses and joined.
how, but
Hold
Yep,
on.
yep.
Two people ran out of their houses and joined this guy from Venezuela to attack this.
Maybe.
This. No, there's
Maybe.
Rex.
maybe
Rex.
you didn't watch that video. Maybe.
Rex. I'm just saying, it's chaos.
Operation Mockingbird. Do you know what Operation Mockingbird is? Did you watch that video I sent you?
Yes.
Okay, what is Operation Mockingbird?
Rex,
What is Operation Mockingbird?
Rex.
I'm going to tell you. Stop. Operation
I'm not going to.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Operation Mockingbird was back in the 60s, 70s. Every single news station was run by the CIA. Every single Walter Cronkite worked for the CIA. They pushed propaganda, okay? So that was part of that guy's video. When he said, when you see something on the news, when you see something on a video, you can look at that, and there's going to be a narrative. They're going to tell you what you saw, and your reaction should be maybe. Maybe it did happen that way. Maybe it didn't. And I wasn't there, so maybe it did. Maybe it didn't.
There's also a lot of kids.
Because everything is a controlled chaos
okay.
by design.
Yeah. Sometimes I think we can get a little caught up in conspiracy theories too.
This isn't a conspiracy, though. This is actual programs that they've been doing for 100 years to control masses. Well, I mean, we've been studying this for years.
All right. Hopefully, Adam Swart is going to be connecting with us because we've got some pretty good questions for him. Meanwhile, breaking right now.
What happened to Becky?
She's saying she's done.
Done what? Why? What did I do?
President Donald Trump
Yes, pick and choose your battles. Yes,
is
absolutely.
saying right now that he is possibly going to be invoking the Insurrection Act, allowing him to deploy troops as protests against immigration and customs enforcement persists in Minneapolis. There it is, right from the Associated Press. This is happening right now, this morning. So, is there a ceiling to all of this? When is the temperature going to come down here?
It's not. The temperature has not gone down for 100 years. It's just going up and up and up and up. It hasn't gone down. It's not going down.
All right.
Doesn't matter who's in power either, right?
Tell me about your week and how things are. Go ahead.
What do you mean?
How things are going well for you?
You sound frustrated.
No, I'm not frustrated, but tell me about, you said you've got some revelation that you want to share. Some good positive stuff.
Oh, you want to go into that right now?
Let's go there, because at some point here in the next 15 minutes or so, I'm hoping to hear from Adam Swart.
Okay. Well, let's just go on to the whole, like I said, man, I watched that video. For me, that was an eye-opener. That was an epiphany.
Yes, I am frustrated as fuck. You're right. There, I said it. Go ahead.
What's going on, man?
No, I'm frustrated.
Over what? Did I do it?
No.
What is frustrating
No,
you?
I just
Get it out. Air it out right now.
because I don't I'm sick and tired of hearing all the conspiracy shit. I really am. I really am. What's happening in Minnesota is what's happening in Minnesota, and it is what it is, and that's the reality of what's happening. People are getting attacked. People are getting shot. There is absolute, complete fucking chaos in Minnesota right now, and
You don't think it's done by design?
I think that there are plenty of people that are throwing gas on the fire. Yes.
So do you think it's the civilians that are causing this, or do you think it's the government that caused this?
I think it's both. I think it's both.
And how is that a conspiracy?
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think that
I don't either.
okay. I thought you were saying
no, absolutely
Okay.
not. There's nothing conspiratorial
that's
about
what
that.
that's
or
what I
whatever.
was frustrated with.
I feel like our government is doing this by design, and I don't care what side they're on. This is how you pull the levers without going to the voting booths.
yeah.
You get as long as you can create 50% of the people angry, now you've created the divide. That's all you need. You just need 45 to 50% of the people to be angry. That's now you have a divide.
Yeah.
Now you can control. I mean, that's not a conspiracy. That's exactly how you do it in other countries. That's how we did it. So Somalia, back in the day when I was in the military in Somalia, what we did was we purposely put troops on the ground. And then we made them do a police action, and they weren't. They were 10th Mountain Infantry soldiers. Didn't know how to interact with people. That was purposely done by design.
All right.
So
G says 45 and 50% equals 95%. What happened to the other 5%?
I'm just saying it creates that divide. That's all. You just need to convince. If you only got 10% of the people upset about something, there's no divide. You can't control them. But if you got 45% of the people, now you've created that divide, because now you got this 50% of the people that are on your side. You got this 50% of the people that are upset, and you keep them clashing. You throw gas on each side of it.
Yeah. And Adam Schwartz making money off of that.
Yeah, 100%. You saw the protester in Minnesota that walked out there and started burning the flag. And then all the protesters, they were like, "You're paid to be here. Who the fuck are you? Get out of here." It was so no, man, I'm not saying this is a conspiracy, and I'm just saying that this is not it's not going to change. It's not going to this is by design. And
Before he connects in with us, please do tell. Let's go back to where you were headed.
that's where I was headed. I was talking about like
No, you just no.
the outrage, like the outrage, everything in your life. If you, and this is how I'm going to view, this is how I view it right now. Couple things. Outrage is not going to stop. There's always going to be, this is the new thing. There's always going to be something to be outraged about. Doesn't matter what side you're on. So you can pick that. You can pick that chaos in your mind, and you can put yourself in that jail cell. And I put myself in that jail cell for quite a while now. And I'm going to let myself out in a way that we get so enamored, because I can make a negative post, or I can make a political post that turns negative, and it blows right up. I can post a poem. I posted a poem a few days ago. How many people read it?
Right.
2 people.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful poem.
I read it. I loved it.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
So we
what
get
you're
addicted to that. Fucking people hitting that like button, people hitting that love button, you know, the comment. You wait for your phone to ring. Bing, ding. Oh, there's a comment. I can argue with somebody.
Right.
You live in that constant chaos. So my thing was, I felt like I was fighting for the right thing. Okay, cool. That is cool that you're a righteous person and you're fighting for that. But how do you win? What do you win?
I understand.
Okay, so now I've done all of this fighting and nothing's changed. What's the next outrage?
Yeah.
So why am I sitting here for the past year and a half, 2 years, just fucking in chaos when it's not changing? The outrage is not changing. It's switching sides, but the outrage is not changing. We're getting stuck in our own heads. We're fighting with our friends and our neighbors. We are we're taking politics and
Yeah.
wrapping that flag around our body and making it our personality.
Jesus. Massey just wrote ambulance chasers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, do I know a few.
Yeah.
Mainly one. God.
So
The drama.
if you're in a bad, especially if you're in a bad place, and obviously people can catch on to me because my emotions start, if I'm in a bad place, like relationship wise or something like that. Oh, dude, I go nuts, and then I can lash out on everybody on there and tell them what piece of shit they are for supporting this or supporting that. And the reality is, it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with my own home life that is in chaos itself. Right?
And that's just adding to everything.
Yeah.
Just adding to everything, man. It just...
And you're like, oh, it's so simple. But is it? Like...
Yeah. Yeah.
I started a new protocol this morning. I got up at 6 a.m. I did a workout. I didn't turn the news on. Limited social media. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep on that protocol for a while.
I think that's wonderful. There's so many comments coming in. We can't control it, so don't let it control you. That's how I feel. And it was another comment here. Honestly, wonder what things would be like if everyone made a decision to not look at any news or headlines for a week or more.
Right. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
The government would fail because they'd have nobody to support them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is it doesn't matter what side you are on. As soon as you make a comment, you feed the government machine.
Yeah.
If you start thinking about it that way, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Am I hurting that person? Am I changing that person's mind? Or am I feeding the government machine? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to get Adam on here.
Is he coming on?
I'm hoping. I mean, he's, we'll see.
Okay.
I'm hoping. Just sent him another link. But yeah, man, it's like, listen, Tom Murphy said something to me not long ago, and he was like,
he's such a good dude. Man.
He really is. And he was like, JD, you're running out of time.
I wish
we are all running out of time.
Yeah, we are.
We don't know when we're going to be taking our last breath, when we're going to live our last day, when we're going to have our last moment, our last basketball game with our kid, our last Christmas, whatever. Man, it's like at some point, man, we just got to do what's best for ourselves. And if that's unplugging from the media for a little while, which so many, we're literally addicted to it. We're literally addicted to it.
Yes.
We love the drama. We love, oh my God, did you hear about that mentality?
Yeah. But it's...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's by design. It started as marketing. And then the government was like, wait a minute. You're learning how to market to people. If you learn how to market to people, how could we use that to our advantage? They've been studying this for 100 fucking years.
Yeah.
So, and it affects every bit of your life. Like, how many people have been online? Check this out. You've been online. I've been sitting here. Honestly, I wish that big motherfucker Aaron Foundry had grabbed me like a year ago by the throat, slapped the shit out of me, and said, "Hey, dummy, get the fuck offline." Think about this. How your day is going. You could be having a great day, and then you doom scroll for a little bit. You get on there, you see something that triggers you, you make an argument, and then your wife goes, "Hey, Rex, what do you want for dinner?"
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you make right now.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, I know, man. Last night, phone in the hand, and I see, the tensions rising in Minneapolis, and I see the news break that there's just been another shooting, a second federal officer shooting. And I'm sitting there and I'm shaking my head like, oh my God, man. And literally, it wasn't 30 seconds later. Lily's like, Dad, I'm heading up to my room to read. Would you like to come with me? I threw that phone.
Put your phone out of arm's reach when you get home. So it forces you to physically think about it, to go get your phone. If it is within arm's reach, you will continually doom scroll.
I know, man. And I got to tell you, to have a child who doesn't care about this stuff, doesn't understand this stuff, just wants to be present.
It's like dealing with Dante and shit.
Man, it's awesome.
It's so great to be around people that don't give a fuck about anything else. Just
it's a gift.
Love,
it's a gift.
Just happy. That's it.
My buddy Andy is
oh hell yeah,
one of the greatest gifts I've ever received.
100%. And we're
Really.
going to that
Every day.
What are we doing that what is it? Night to Shine?
Night to Shine.
Oh fuck, I can't wait for that. I'm excited for that. I'm registered for that. I'm going to wear my tuxedo. You're going to wear your tuxedo. I'm going to meet that girl. She sent me a private message. I don't know what her name is.
Yeah.
She said I get to meet her that night. She comments all the time on here.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to meet her.
Yeah. Donna says it. Be in the moment. You know, just be present where you are.
Oh, that is huge right now for me in my own relationship with my wife, being present right now.
Yeah.
I haven't been present for a long time.
And it's not easy, man. We're all guilty of it. We're including myself. We're all guilty of it. But if it's possible for you to tap your own brakes, you get when the momentum is going though,
right?
And the spin, but tap your own brakes and just take a second and it's like, oh my God.
Make sure everything in your life is squared away before you start arguing with somebody online.
Yeah.
If you can't honestly sit down and say my life is fucking great, everything's going good, then don't expand outside of that. Fix whatever that is.
Yeah.
Because all of that's going to come out
in
your arguments. When I'm arguing with my friends online and shit like that, has very little to do with politics. It has to do with my own emotional response, my own childhood trauma. It has to do with me lashing out.
Sure.
I do it to my wife. I do it to my friends.
Right.
Fuck, I do it to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, anyone who's listening right now that has friends has done that to their friends. And that's part of
growing in a friendship.
Exactly.
In any relationship.
Exactly. Here's the thing, man. It's like when you're sitting at the kitchen table and there's 30 finches that are on the feeder and on the ground, and a cardinal comes in and it's beautiful, and you're sitting there
in the moment,
and you're looking right at the bird feeder, but you don't see anything. And your kid says, hey, Dad or Mom, look at all the birds in the bird feeder. And your eyes are right on those birds, but you never even saw them.
So
you need to get rid of that shit in 2026, man.
You're lucky. So you have a child present in your life right now.
Right.
So they remind you every day of what is important. My kids are grown right now.
Yeah.
So this is like me and my wife have really been going through some really, really tough times, especially at our age.
Yeah.
With everything that comes up. And I have so many friends right now in my DMs that are going through divorces. Everybody has given up. They're like, fuck this. I just give up. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's get into this.
When you get older, your hormones are changing, male and female. Doesn't matter.
100%.
And that's just complicates shit even more.
Oh, yeah. So you you not only have that.
Yeah.
You You have your roles. You have your roles in a relationship. I don't care if it's male, female, male, male, couple, whatever it is. You have your roles in your relationship. And this was an eye opener for me. I found out that I freaked out a lot because I have an anxious attachment.
Mm-hmm.
So every time that I would think about, like, if I thought my wife was angry or so, I was like, oh, great, she's going to leave me. I have nothing else. There's nothing for me after my wife.
Gotcha.
I literally am willing to just end it all and just be done because there's nothing else. I don't have anything else. That's the last thing that I have in my life.
Yep.
Was my wife. This caused a lot of problems. This caused a lot of fights. And this was a lot of blame. I would throw blame at her. This is very personal. So I asked my wife to leave. Okay. My wife, and most people that know my wife, she's a wonderful person. She really, really is. But I had to, and it had nothing real. It didn't have to do with her. I had to sit in my own shit, my own emotions, and realize that I can do this on my own. I had to force myself. I had no contact with my wife. We've had no contact. None. This is the first time since her deployments 30 some odd years ago, 25 years ago, that I've never had contact with my wife for this amount of time. Panic attacks, fucking anxiety, up at 3 o'clock in the morning, uncontrollably crying, all of that shit to finally come to realize I'm going to be okay. I had to put myself through that. I had to face my own childhood trauma, my own anxious anxiety. I have to work on myself in order to work on my marriage. So what I've done is I'm taking everything where I helped all of my friends. I worried about the whole world, and I've had to dumb it down. I've had to dumb it down to even lesser. I can't worry about the problems of the world. I can't worry about the problems of my community. I can't worry about the problems of my friend. I can't worry about the problems of my marriage. I can only worry about the problems of me for right now. So I've had to slow it down. Boom, boom, boom. And to stop from being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I have to grow on my own. I have to take responsibility for my actions. I can't be angry at my wife. I can only be angry at myself. I can only take care of me.
Connecting the dots backwards.
Yes.
Which is what Tom was talking about.
Realizing the roles. So what happened, my wife kept asking me, what can I do to make this better? What can I do? And I didn't have the answers because I didn't know what the problem was. I really didn't. She goes, what changed? What is this? I'm screaming at my wife. I want you to be soft. I want you to be this woman. I want this. And then it came to me while I was sitting there in all my own shit. And I was like, it happened 2 years ago. Women ask you to be vulnerable. They want you to open up. They want this. But there's a role that we play. There's a biological role. You have your protector in the family, and you have the soft nurturer in the family. 2 years ago, my mother died. And I opened up, and it was a floodgate. Like, it was an uncontrollable, always opening up to my wife. Well, what started to happen was that dynamic in our marriage changed.
Yep.
So I'm no longer the protector. I'm now this vulnerable person. So her body doesn't know what to do. Now she's turning into the protector because women need to feel safe. Women need to feel protected. And if you're not playing that role. So for 2 years, I've been trauma dumping, crying, thinking it's okay to dump all this shit on my wife. That is not for your wife. That is for your boys. That is for your fucking therapist. Your job is to be that protector, to make sure they feel safe, because that's what women need. That, or not just women, that is a couple. You'll notice even male couples, they'll have one guy that's just a tougher, stronger guy. They'll have the more feminine. You need that dynamic relationship in order for it to work. When we get older and we start trauma dumping on our significant others, they don't understand. They're like, they don't view us the same, and they don't know what's going on. Next thing you know, you're 50 years old getting a fucking divorce. Because you're just so angry and you don't know what's going on and so now we're going to go to therapy, not because to stay together, but to learn how to communicate properly.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it, man. If you're in love with that person, you can make it work. You really can. It can be super fucking frustrating where you just want to throw your hands up and give up. And then add social media, politics, and everything else on top of that.
Yeah, right.
Boy, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants to come home to me?
Yeah.
You make yourself super hard to love.
Yeah, and and then you got somebody trolling you on social media and continuing to throw gas on the fire, and you're arguing back and forth, and you think you're gonna win that argument or sway their political opinion or get them to see your side, and it's just you're wasting your damn time.
You have to have faith that everything is going to work out.
Here we go. We got him right here.
All right.
We got him right here. Adam, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, JD. How are you?
Man, we're so happy to have you here. I have a co-host Rex with me here. Man, tell us first of all, thanks for your time this morning. But tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you design a business model? What was your idea to come up with a company that hires protesters?
Sure. Well, the idea was based on the principle that context is everything. So imagine the greatest speeches of all time delivered in front of an audience of 5 people. Imagine Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Imagine, if you're a fan of Donald Trump, some of his biggest hits, right? Imagine Barack Obama's 2004 Democratic Convention speech. Imagine if no one was there to see it. It would not have the same resonance, right? Context is everything. And so much of context, because of human psychology, is having attendees, right? So whether it's having attendees at your product launch, putting together a protest to contextualize someone else's event, right? Whatever you're doing, one of the big things is context, and we provide that context. And I think that's really the inspiration. I've noticed that so many times in so many different fields. So whether there's that political connotation, or as simple as, have you ever been out in New York or LA and you see someone who looks like a celebrity, but like you don't know that they're a celebrity? I'm terrible with faces. I wouldn't know. But if I see a bodyguard, if I see camera people following them, okay, well, then I know. So I guess my sense is context is everything.
You, as the CEO and founder of this company called Crowds on Demand, it states on your website that you are best known for organizing passionate demonstrations, rallies, flash mobs, corporate PR events, like you were just suggesting, lighthearted events such as paparazzi, brand ambassadors, PR stunts. But what's happening now politically? Are you part of what's been going on in D.C.? Are you part of what's been going on in Minnesota and elsewhere?
Yeah. Well, no, in terms of anything illegal that you see is not us, right? We're a law-abiding business that, so like when you see vandalism, riots, blocking roads without a permit, right? Obviously any kind of violence, that's not us. And one of the reasons I go on these sorts of podcasts is to make sure that people don't associate us with that, right? We are a persuasive advocacy company. We specialize in comprehensive advocacy campaigns that are persuasive. And yes, we are boisterous, we are loud, but we are respectful and we are persuasive. So like, it's a very important distinction. We do advocacy, we do protest the right way.
If it's a paid protester or a regular protester.
Yeah, that's a great question. How do you know?
I mean, it's like,
are you required to say, hey, if I walked up and said, are you a paid protester? Are you required to say that? Or
I know, like, so no offense, but like, I kind of feel like it's like almost a juvenile question. Not, don't take that personally, but I feel that like every protester has some reason to be there. Like, so why do you care if it's a paid protester, right? Well, the idea is, well, if you're being paid, then you don't really care.
That's right.
So therefore, we have to take that less seriously, right? So that's why you would say you'd care. Well, what if someone was there at a protest because they're trying to get laid, right? What if they're there to protest so that they can post it on Instagram and look cool? What if they're there to protest because a union told them to be there? What if they're at a protest because
their friend told them to be there, and they didn't want to piss off the friend. So all of those other things are ulterior motives that mean that they're not purely there because of the cause. So it's like, it's kind of juvenile to say like, oh, well, we care so much about, oh, if someone's paid like $100, because all those motivations that I just gave you might be worth like way more than.
Yeah, no, that's a
$200.
filler. That's like a filler when you're eating something and you don't have enough food, so you fill it in with something else. It's not the same. It's this. It has a different nutritional value.
Are these?
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
but I guess so. Are you saying that people should have purity tests before they go to a protest?
I think that they
don't
should be
have any of those?
recognized as a paid protester.
Yeah, but what about what I just said in terms of all of those other groups that have ulterior motivation? So if you just went because your friend asked you to be there and you don't give a shit about the cause, like, should that also be disclosed?
Yeah, I think a payment makes a difference. I do 100% think a payment versus an ideology is a huge difference.
Well, I just gave you a non-ideological reason. You're there to get laid. That's not ideological, right?
How many people are in that crowd that are like that?
I mean, I don't know.
So you're making assumptions.
Are they?
I'm just saying.
We know that you're paying people to be there. You're making an assumption people are there for ulterior motives, but you don't know. You're just saying.
Intrinsically, how
invested?
invested?
There are a lot of people that I've met that go to protests for reasons other than that they care about the cause. Like, great example, the Real Housewives of Orange County. Some of them went out to the BLM protest in the summer of 2020. Right? Do you think that they went because they care about institutionalized racism?
No, but we know who they are and we understand that. We know who they are and we understand that. If you're an Instagram guy, we know what you're doing. But if you have a whole crowd of people that are being paid, you don't know that. You don't know what that crowd. There could have been 3 people there and you sent another 50 that are paid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so first of all, like, okay, we're going back and forth. But let me just talk a little bit about the Crowds on Demand business. How we do it is we also only filter for people who actually care about the cause. So, like, we vet everybody individually to make sure that they care about the cause.
So you don't put out a mass thing like, "Hey, I'll pay you whatever $100," and just whoever shows up gets paid.
There's some vetting.
There is some vetting. That's cool.
What I just said is that. Yeah, exactly. So what we do is we vet people, right? So we make sure that, hey, you actually do care about the cause. So everyone who participates in any of our events typically gets interviewed on a video conference, in person, on the phone, 30 minutes per person, to make sure that they agree with the cause and share our commitment to peaceful, respectful advocacy.
That's fair.
And how are they funded? How do you determine how they're funded, and who specifically is paying the bill for these left protesters, these right protesters? Another question is what percentage do you think is left leaning versus right leaning for paid protesters?
Well, what's really interesting, so we're really proud to work with conservatives and liberals when they were both advancing common sense causes. Right. I'm a political independent. And that doesn't mean I'm a mercenary. It means that I have kind of very independent, I like to say common sense views. Right. So anything that's sort of generally in alignment with common sense, I typically will take. Right. So in regards to left versus right, well, protest tends to be an oppositional thing. Right. So when you're in power, you tend to use protest less than when you're not in power. So in California, we run probably a lot more conservative campaigns because liberals are in power. In more conservative places, we might run more liberal campaigns. So what I love is I'm like a free speech absolutist. So I'm on the side of making sure that people can hear their views and making sure that those views are heard loud and clear in a respectful, passionate manner.
What do you what's expected of some of these paid protesters? What are their services that they're providing? They're getting paid by you to represent what they are invested in emotionally.
Yes.
But what's expected of them? To be loud, to wave flags, and and how do you have a grasp on preventing them from it getting too emotionally hot, where now there's damage being done. Now we've got cars getting flipped over. There's fires that are starting.
That's not how we do it. That's not how we do it. Well, number one of the benefits of compensated demonstrators is they want to get compensated, so they have to kind of do things our way, right? So, and our way is to not do those illegal activities, right? So, as I said earlier, we vet people, we interview them to make sure that not only they care about the cause, but they're committed to the cause of peace, the idea of peaceful, respectful advocacy. So if we don't think that they're there for that purpose, then we don't want them. We'll also kick people out if we feel like they're not doing that. But I will say we've never had an incident in 13 years of operation. And I attribute that to two factors. Number one, our vetting process, and number two, the fact that we say no to a ton of prospective clients, even like clients that are offering us, lots of money, because when I feel like a situation is going to be too risky for our people, even if it might be something lucrative, we'll say no to it. I mean, I'm not here trying to build like the biggest business in the world. I'm here to be a persuasive publicity firm focused on advancing cool, common sense causes, interesting businesses, and helping people resolve difficult to resolve issues.
Who's footing the bill for these protesters? Is it coming from campaigns?
Well, that's actually another kind of misnomer. Is generally not campaigns. Generally, what we do is issues more than candidates. So it might be a group that's trying to block more taxes being increased taxes in a particular state that would hire us to run a campaign, right? It might be a group that's focused on stopping, the construction of a power plant in a region. It might be a particular philanthropic donor who is interested in particular things that pertain to their area of concern. So it really depends. And again, a lot of what we do isn't even political. These are business disputes or other things like that.
The demand for your business, which is called Crowds on Demand, if people want to look it up and see your website, the demand has been massive. You're quoted as saying that your company has received how much percent more paid protesters this year than last year?
So very important thing. This is what the big thing to remember is we have received 400% at this point. Honestly, that is something that was advertised in the summer, but it may be higher at this point in requests. But it's very important that I say that requests are not bookings. So we have received more requests this year than probably any other year by like a major factor. This year being 2025. Obviously I know we're in 2026 now. But the thing is that we have not taken on all these requests. So like our actual bookings are up a bit, but our requests are up massively because there's a lot of people who want our services, but we have to be judicious in what we take on because again, I'm very proud of the fact that we've never had a serious incident, and I attribute that to really vetting these causes carefully, clients, and making sure that that we're not putting people in a concerning situation.
How do you?
And the other thing is simply put that a lot of requests, maybe the budget doesn't match the ambition. Like if you're trying to do a national scale effort and your budget is like $20,000, well, that might not really work.
How much are paid protesters getting paid from your company?
And what's your biggest crowd that you've sent out?
So the biggest is definitely in the thousands. But in regards to other question, the payment really depends on what they're being asked to do. Like some of our events are literally providing an audience for a product launch, which is very easy. You just sit in the audience chair and get some free lunch, right? So that's a much easier assignment than, for example, holding a sign in -10 degrees from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? So, not all events are created equal, and therefore it would be, I couldn't say like an exact amount of pay. It also depends on where it is. I mean, if you're doing a event for a conservative cause in New York City, you may have to pay a little bit more. You may have to pay a little bit more for like maybe a liberal cause in Mississippi, right? So, what I like to say, just to go address the like point from earlier where we were kind of going a little bit back and forth, all in good respect, but the thing is that what I like to say is we pay people enough to compensate them for the opportunity cost of going to the event, but not so much that it would cause them to abandon their convictions. So that is to say, like, I would ask your audience, whatever your political views are, would you turn out to an event that you disagreed with just because someone paid you like $150, $200?
You know how many people would do that right now? You know how many people would do that right now? So many people would do that right now for $150, $200.
I don't feel that that's true, but maybe some people would, but I've not found that.
Well, you're in California and we're in Vermont, and I'm telling you right now, and I've been in southern states. $100. I watched a guy eat a log of shit for $100. So I mean, poor people, you're taking advantage of people for money. You're sending them out there. I don't understand. There's a huge divide in the United States right now, and I guess that would be. That's gaslighting. That's feeding to it. I mean, I get it, dude. That's your hustle, but to me, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
Well, look, I appreciate your opinion. What I will also say is, like, it's interesting that a lot of the talk show hosts, and I'm not calling out you guys specifically because, but it's interesting that like I've been criticized by various talk show hosts who make millions of dollars and who want us to think that they're sincere in their views,
right?
But
calling
they say
the kettle black.
Paid $100.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of the calling the kettle. I do understand that like the concept is hard for some people, but I like to say that like, is it fair that when you see protests, if you're not, there's no compensation whatsoever, right? Two groups are going to be very disproportionately represented at protests. Well-to-do retirees and college students who don't have to work, right? Those are people who can attend protests and not have to, there's no childcare. They don't have to take off work unpaid, right? So I guess my point is I feel that I'm democratizing protests because, the janitor, we have janitors, right? Fast food workers. We have hourly workers with families who can express their views through us, whereas I think that in not all the cases is that true for a lot of people. So I mean, I know that we see it differently, and one of the great things about this country is we can all have different views. So like I greatly respect your view, but I think hopefully you can understand my position that a lot of people would never even be able to attend a protest because of their responsibilities, and we've given them those opportunities.
Like I said, man, I'm not hitting on your hustle. Morally, I think it's unacceptable, but that's on you. That's something you have to live with. It's not something I would do personally. I think it's gaslighting. We're in a country right now that is a tinderbox, and this is adding to it. That's where I'm at.
But
I mean, I respect you. I get your hustle. That's cool, man.
Adam, my question is does the opposition get paid more? Like if it's a crowd that's, 70-30, 80-20, is the opposition getting paid more? And do you feel that these paid protesters that you're curating for political protests or anything else, because they're not they're locally invested in that community where they're protesting, is that kind of an inaccurate representation maybe of?
Well, again, that's a misunderstanding of our business. Again, there may be other people who do this differently, but in our business, we source people locally. So that isn't an issue. We try to source as much as possible people who are constituents of that area. So yeah, I mean, again, the thing is, I totally understand that your like gut reaction is paid protesting bad, but I'm just trying to unpack it because there's so much misinformation. That's exactly why I'm on this show. And I know there's some listeners that are going to say like, there's nothing I can say to convince them that they to like what I do. But ultimately, there's so much misinformation that if I can even just rebut some of these ideas, like,
Yeah.
that we have anything to do with riots, that we, again, that we like bust people in from, 10 states away, like that's just not how we work. So I wish that misinformation would stop spreading. Again,
Sure.
like that's wishful thinking in 2026 because misinformation just spreads so fast. But it's important to know, and this really vindicates me being on this program to like set the record straight, hopefully.
Yeah. Are there other businesses that are busing people in from afar?
Look, there may be other people. Like one of the things that I've said repeatedly is that there are other people who do some version of what I do, and I don't know all the details, but that may not be doing it, may be doing it in an unscrupulous manner, right? And you may not agree with what I do, and we've talked about the ethics of it, and like I wish I had 2 more hours to talk about that.
Honestly,
but even if
I think this is a great eye-opener for me. This is a great eye-opener for all of our listeners because we were just talking about the whole tinderbox, where the country is. And so when we turn the TV on and we see massive amounts of people protesting, for me right now I'm like, you know what? Remember what I said earlier? Maybe, JD, maybe that happens. So now I'm going to assume every single time I see large amounts of protesters, either way, that I'm going to just assume that they're paid protesters, and I'm not going to get wound out over it anymore.
Let me leave your audience with 2 pieces of advice, if I can, before I have to run. Piece of advice 1: focus on the content of what people are saying rather than the juvenile attitude of trying to say, oh, well, this is cast aspersions on people's motivations, right? Because there's paid protests on right, paid protests on the left, billionaires on the right, billionaires on the left, right? So there's money behind movements you like, there's money behind movements you don't like. Okay, great. So do you agree with them? So if you see people, again, and violent protest is like any kind of form of violence or law breaking is bad, whether you agree with it or not. Okay, we agree, right? So assuming the protest is peaceful, right? Instead of being like talking about crowd size, let's talk about, okay, do we like what they're saying or do we not, right? Are they making good points or are they not, right? Okay, so that's piece of advice number 1. Piece of advice number 2, this is some practical advice for your audience if they ever find themselves in a position to have to advocate for themselves, right? This could be maybe dealing with an insurance company, right, that's screwing them over, whatever. Number 1, determine who actually has the power to make your situation better. So screaming at the customer service agent on the phone probably won't make it better because they're just relaying what someone higher up told them. Figure out who has the power to make your situation better. And number 2, try to figure out what will persuade that person to do what you're asking them to do. So that's just a really good piece of advice in any kind of situation where you're trying to advocate. And half of what I do is help clients unpack that question with whatever their case is involves. So that's some advice for your listeners, and I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you can understand a little bit more about what we do. And agree or disagree, like I always welcome these sorts of discussions because I love free speech and I love debate.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah, fair enough. And the fact that you have come on this morning and you've given us that is much appreciated. And I thank you, Adam, very much.
Thanks for coming on, my man. That opened a lot of people's eyes.
Have a
thanks, Sheldon.
Yeah, have a great rest of your day, and I hope we can stay in touch. Thanks again, Adam.
You got it. Have a good one.
That's Adam Swart right there. Our guest this morning. His company has received 400% as of this summer, and as he was alluding, it's a lot more than that now. But as of this past August, 400% increase in paid protesters.
That was wild. I'm sorry that I was so juvenile.
No, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Yeah, that was
so
something
like I
else,
said, man, every time I see a crowd of protesters at this point, if you're not going to tell me who's paid, who's not, I'm going to assume every motherfucker out there is paid.
These are weird.
So when you asked me
times,
about
man.
Minnesota this morning, what did I say? Maybe.
Yeah.
Are those crowds real, or did the guy pay them people to be there? Or did another company pay them people to be there?
Yeah, I know.
So now we can't even trust the fucking protesters.
Jesus.
It's ridiculous. So guess what? You know what I'm going to work on? I'm going to work on my relationship with my wife. I'm going to work on my relationships with my friends. I'm going to work on all those relationships that I fucking burned over politics, over fucking social media. That's coming to an end. I don't give a fuck if I get no more likes anymore. You're not going to see political shit on my Facebook anymore.
What?
You ain't going to see it.
You just said that.
You're right. That guy right there, man. I've had a lot of epiphanies in the past few days. And that's one of them. Like, just getting away from that and just seeing, I almost said a really bad word. I'm not, just seeing people like that, to me, morality means way more than a business.
What's ethical?
Ethical. Yep. So even laws, some laws, it used to be legal to have slaves. The people that freed slaves were criminals. So not even all laws are ethical. You know me, that rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, wow. But I kept it cool. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I thought he was a very smart man, and I think he took advantage of an opportunity, and he's going to make a lot of money doing it.
Already
I
is.
just don't have the ethics or the morality to do something like that, to make money that way.
That's
To
right.
me, that's dirty money. That's not, you have to sell your soul
I
to
agree.
earn money like that.
That-
You know, I heard a quote, and this was like, because I was going through a really, really tough time trying to eat all my shit and all that stuff. But I read a quote, and it said, the devil doesn't make it hard on people he already owns.
Ooh.
So the next time you're going through a hard time, think about that. The devil doesn't make it hard on you because he already owns you.
Great episode this morning.
Yeah, man.
Let's say this. Very interesting. We started over here. We went way over here, and then we came back over here.
To my friends, all of my friends that are going through a tough time right now with their relationship, you're not alone. It's this year. It's our age. We have come to my friends, my personal friends that are my age, we've come to a point where we start to become very vulnerable to our significant others. Be very careful with that. I'm not saying you can't open up to your wife. I'm saying a lot of us are Gen X, had a lot of childhood trauma.
Sure.
We can't dump that on our partner.
Also, just
Get a professional.
think. Agree. Go forward in your life. Try harder to think independently and not allow yourself to be so easily influenced by others. What you see.
Don't feed the machine.
What you see on Facebook, what you read on
not real.
social media. Just stop. Take a
It's
deep
not real.
breath.
We just had a guy on here telling you we're paying people to go do this. There was only 5 people there. We sent another 50. It's not real, man. So every time you see something on TV, you see something, you say, maybe. Maybe. But don't dig your feet in and be like, no, this is the absolute truth. And I'm one of them. I'm like, nope, this is maybe.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe.
Deep stuff, man.
Yeah.
Have a marvelous rest of your day. Drive carefully in this weather. Don't be an asshat. Keep your speed down.
Hey, shout out to Kenny. Fucking Big Kenny's
Yeah.
up there. They're talking about cutting more of his leg off. So big shout out to my boy Kenny. Shout out to Big Ed Collins for always being there for me, helping me grow, be a better fucking human.
And Dante.
And Dante, my man Dante. We will see him. I'm actually going to meet with Mike and Susie tonight to go over where our next Dante show is going to be. It's either Montpelier, Master Freddy's. We're working on a few different gyms, or it could be back up at UFAI with Deborah.
And in the words of Dan Alexander, devoted follower, listener, there is always a positive about any situation anyone's ever been involved with.
If that guy can stay positive after all of the loss and everything that he fucking went through,
yeah,
bro, I don't know if you know, Dan.
Not as well as you.
Accidents, losing his child. He broke his back in high school. That guy's been through it, man, and he's still a positive motherfucker.
Amazing.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for sharing, for liking any episode that you enjoy or don't enjoy. We appreciate you regardless. We're always live. We're always local. AiredOutVT.com. Check it out. And again, drive carefully today. Be safe. We'll catch you tomorrow morning. G's going to be in here as we get closer and closer to the weekend. We're 15 days into the new year. Take a deep breath, everybody. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay.